I think a decent striker goes to the Arsenal team and bangs goals. Easy, this is very easy. There's some things that you just look at: Arsenal, Man City, to an extent, even Liverpool. If you are half decent, just go there, you'll be fine. You get one point. Barcelona is another team like that. But Sesko, I have my problem with Sesko. I don't think he's what they are touting him to be. But do you think he's that player that can fix Arsenal's number 9 issues? Because they clearly have. Jesus is never fit. He's not even a traditional um, centre forward. He's more of like a false nine. So do you think he's someone that can fix the Arsenal problem?
I don't, to be
Considering
honest,
you
I don't
considering you
really
can go for Gutierrez,
go correct.
like we
Yeah,
mentioned earlier. Yeah, exactly.
to be honest, I don't really buy into the idea that if you simply put a striker in the teams that creates a lot of opportunities and you put that striker in the box, he's going to score a lot of goals. It's not exactly true. Like people will think like, oh, if you just went to take like all strikers in the league now, if you went to take the lap now and you put him in Man City because Man City generate a lot of chances around the box, the lap is going to be scoring, what Alan is scoring. Nope, that's not it.
Yeah.
Because just like when I was talking about players who have the eye for that pass, finishing is sort of like that. Is the people we call instinctive finishers. Alan is instinctive, where he just is like he has the map of the post in his head. So whether he's facing the other corner or something, he can literally turn around and bang a shot in the top corner. Kane is like that as well, and you see this in strikers even when they are young, as they are coming out, there's that instinctive, like we say, they can smell the goal, and
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those abilities where it's not exactly coached that much. You can sort of coach a player how to position your body, the way Thierry Henry used to do his finish, but the player has to able to find the goal by himself. It has to be instinctive. And do I look at Sesko and think he's like an instinctive striker? I was looking at his metrics yesterday trying to understand, what is Arsenal even seeing? I still don't understand it. Turns out he spends a lot of his time outside of the box, actually. A lot of his touches are in the mid third. They are not in the attacking third or the penalty box. And I'm like, so
Yeah.
you're telling me this guy doesn't even have much experience in the box, let alone how exactly am I supposed to know he has that sniff for the goal? Whereas Gyökeres, we've seen Gyökeres spent his time in the box more than most people. Turns out he doesn't even spend time in
Yes.
the mid third. He's just always up front. And you can
Focus.
see
Yeah.
his kind of finishes. This guy has an eye for goal, So I'm still confused as to why Sesko, and looking at the kind of money we're going to be paying for him, I
Yeah.
just
Exactly.
don't understand. But as well, maybe we're wrong, and he comes in and scores a lot,
Yeah.
scores a lot of
Maybe the
goals.
team sees
But
something else. Yeah.
I I
I
doubt
mean,
it. I'm not sure.
we'll never know. I know Arsenal. I've said it a lot of times. Arsenal are just a good striker away from actually competing and winning a title. I think so. And if Sesko comes and becomes that player, then I'll raise my hands up and say, "Well, I got that wrong, right?" Another, you guys are also looking for like a backup keeper, and two names are prominent. First one is quite shocking, not because I don't think there is a half decent goalkeeper there. I think there's something decent there, but not world class. Kepa Arrizabalaga from Chelsea. Arsenal are apparently looking at him, and Joan Garcia from Espanyol. Now let's talk about Kepa. Kepa came into Chelsea when he was 21, 22, signed a 7-year or 8-year contract, so he's been on the death row contract. And even that was during the Roman Abramovich time. And as Chelsea fans, we thought it was going to be the replacement to long-term to Courtois. It didn't work out, so had the issues with Sarri. He's gone. He's moved around quite a bit. He's gone to Real Madrid. He's come back. He's gone to Bournemouth, which he didn't do badly, really. Now, ask me if there were no keepers in the world and you give me Kepa, you give me Sanchez, I'm taking Kepa. Let me just make it very clear. But do you think if Raya is injured, because that's the idea of having a second keeper, would you trust someone like Kepa to be your goalkeeper?
I think right now, not sure. But the thing is this: I think a lot of Arsenal's investments for this summer has to go into fixing up that attack because that attack is dead.
Yeah.
For the goalkeeper, can we get somebody just for the meantime? Like, I really don't mind. Kepa is good enough. That's just what I do. Is like for no money, really is good enough. Just and Raya
Mm-hmm.
stays fit for most of the time. If he's not fit, Arsenal's defense is top notch. Anyways, we are going to deal with it.
Fair
He's got
enough.
Gabriel and Saliba to cover him, so I'm not super bothered about the goalkeeper position, but we need a lot of that budget has to go into fixing the attacks. Do I rate Kepa really as a high-end second goalkeeper? Not exactly, but is it good enough just to manage? When we have enough space in the budget, maybe next year or next 2 years, to then spend 20 something millions or 20 something million on the goalkeeper, oh, by all means,
Yeah,
let's do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, okay, fair enough. When you put it that way, Kepa can do the job for a couple of games at least if he's called upon, right?